Good morning. My name is Genesis. I hope you're having a great morning today. Let me know if you can hear me and see my screen over the chat. You can ask as many questions over there and say, hey, yeah, we see everything over here and we can hear you perfectly. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Cynthia. Good morning. Thank you very much. Now, today, we're going to show you the search webinar. Let's first log in into our account over here. Log in. We have it over here already in our account. We are currently on the control panel and we're doing today the searches area. Now, remember to do the search first, we must select the product where we actually want to do the search. All right. Welcome to everyone that is joining. All right, we must select first the product that we actually want to do the search. We can do searches in any product over here, send ReiFax, BNB Vestor, deal generator, or the three sub-products, home deal, budget spread, and lead generators. Today, we're going to select ReiFax professional dialer, of course, depending on your plan. You will have them over there. And now, let's go and start searching over here. We select the search area of the left side. And let's go over there. All right. Over here, we're going to start putting all our parameters, right, that we're going to choose. So I start looking for some properties. Like I was telling, it depends on the plan that you currently have. ReiFax Platinum, ReiFax Professional, or Professional Dialer. But of course, you can actually choose it over here. If you got one Connie, remember, you're going to select only one Connie from one state. But if you got all states, all Connie, you can choose as many Connies as you would like to. Now, you got different options to start searching over here. You put in the parameters all the specifications that you want to choose, or you can actually do it narrowing down the search in the map. If you cannot see your map over here, it must be because the finish up of your screen. We actually got over here something. So you can actually try to open it over here. It might look like this, or you might look like this. Remember to open the parameter sections. Now, I was explaining to you that you can do both searches. You can do in the parameters area, or you can do it over here. If you amplify the map, you can currently see that we are in Broward right now, state Florida, and we choose it over here in the map, an area of the Broward County. Now, you can delete it over here if you don't want to. Okay, or you can start putting all the parameters over here and start looking for some properties. Now, I'm going to explain every little detail that we got over here. For example, the first area that we're going to start analyzing is the dotted upper line over here, the most important area that you're going to start putting all your parameters. The location area, right? The first one, it is a full address specification. You must have the address properly well written over here and select the state and the county, specifically where the address is, all right? The property that you got over here. Or if you want to do it for completely, you just have to select the full state that you're going to choose and put any county over here. And you can see that it will start analyzing any county in Florida completely. Let's put Broward again over here. Okay, now the city area, you can put, for example, one city and a specific that you got over here in Florida, right? You can put any of this. You can put Palm Honey Beach and any one that you actually currently see of the map. Sunrise. Try to type it exactly as you want if you got this over here. But if you select not exact because you really don't know if the name is correctly, you can put that one too. Or if you would like to start multiple cities, you can put them over here on multiple contains. You select it and type the different cities. For example, let's put Coral Springs, just like you can see it over there. And now type it that would come, but without spaces over here, no spaces in between, and type the next city. The same one would be exactly for the zip code. You select the exact zip code that you want to analyze, or select the specifications on multiple contains. You choose the zip code that you would start looking for, and the same with the city. You type the zip code without spaces in between, and that would be all. Let's click over here again. Now, the other most important that we're starting to looking at is the data. Now, you can select over here the different data. For example, if you choose public records, you're going to select every property that we got over here on the public records. For example, all these properties without any type of filter are going to appear on the public record sections, all of them. Now, if you would like to look for specific properties, for example, for sale, for rent, non-active for sale. Now, remember that these for sales are under agent, all right? If you would like to have a for sale by owner, you can choose it over here. Or if you would like to do a foreclosure, mortgage, or open violations, you can choose any of here. Remember, this data is going to specify where are you looking for the property in the data over here, which type of data you want to look. Okay, now we got also the type. The type will tell you what type of properties you're looking for. If you want single family, condo town, villa, multifamily plus 10 units, or minus 10, commercial, vacant lands, mobile home, or other types of properties. We also got the foreclosure area, right? That it is, if you want any type or foreclosure over here, you can choose it, or pre-foreclosure properties that are still doing the transition to foreclosure properties. You can choose any of these depending on what type of property you're looking for. You can also select probates if you want them or if you don't. And of course, if you want live estate properties, if you select yes or no. And of course, the vacant properties. Remember, the vacant properties depends also on the plan that you currently have. You can choose yes or no. All right, let's pick over here. Let's stay on Broward. And let's select, for example, pre-foreclosure properties before starting adding more parameters. And let's select single family. Okay, down below the dotted line, we got over here different areas for you to start doing more specifications. For example, we got the public records, and you can select over here an address, and a specific address that you would like to look at, all right, in the public record sections. Exact, not exact, contains, it means that it is not exactly. So you actually want to put that type of address over here. Or perhaps you don't have any type of address and you would like to leave it empty. Or if you would like to type several addresses at a time, you can select multiple contains. If you don't want to appear at this specific address, you can do that too, selecting multiple not contains, put it the first address over here, then another comma, and without spaces over here. Now, if you got the folio number of the property that you want to look, you can select that over here. The same thing, you put an exact folio number, or perhaps if you don't remember very well, you can put it over here, not exact, okay? Contains or not contains, it depends of the folio number that you might want to choose, okay? And of course, multiple contains if you got several folios that you would like to explore. Now you can select every type of bedrooms, how many do you want to, if perhaps you would like to have greater than, and you choose over here 4 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms. Or if you have a specific, let's say, in between bedrooms, how many do you want to? I want between 2 and 4 bedrooms properties. You can choose them over there too. Remember, anytime that you don't want any filters over here, you can delete them over here at the X mark, delete them, and it will leave your search area. The same thing will be with the bedrooms. You can select how many bedrooms do you want in the properties that you're starting to explore. Okay, the gross area that we got over here, it depends of the gross area square feet. This actually sign mark is if you don't know anything about all that we got over here, all the parameters, you can click them out and check what does it mean, this specification. This is the square feet. If you already have an amount of square feet that you would like to explore in several properties or one property in a specific, you select it over here between or select equal. You just type how many square feet you would like to explore, and that would be all. The living area would actually be right now the same kind of thing. It is the living area on a specific property it is located. For example, if I got over here a property, let's say on Davie, and I would actually like to have the living a specific area of the whole property that we're currently looking at, you can choose it over here. Equal, greater than, less than. If perhaps you would like a tiny area, more tiny space, or if you would like a bigger area, you can choose it over here, greater than, and type it over here by square feet. The lot size would mean how big is the lot that we're currently exploring in the property right now. Just select greater than, less than, and select, let's say that you would like to have an in-between space from the lot. I already got over here how many square feet it's going to be, and I type it. You select it over there and put another specifications next to it. Okay, the legal description currently are, it is actually for you to check out all the legal description of the property. If you would like to check it out, if you have an exact description of that property, you can select it over here, legal description, exact, and type it over there. The same thing that we're currently doing, you're going to repeat over here in these parameters most of the time. If you got an exact one, if you have several ones, you can put multiple contains. If you had not exact, you can also type it over there. Any questions so far, guys? We're doing good? Remember that you can share any questions that you might, any doubts in the Q&A area, telling me, hey, Jean, I got several questions over here, or we're doing pretty good. I will bug you over there, all right? Remember that the legal description is kind of like a parcel of the real estate sufficient for an independent surveyor to locate and identify it. It is like the most common form of legal description, all right? Survey meters and bounds and subdivisions, lot and block plat, all right? We're doing good then. I'm going to keep doing over here. Okay, now we got the sold price. This will be depending if you're looking for properties that are already sold. For example, I want already vacant properties and I actually want to know the sold price, or perhaps I already know the sold price, or I want a sold price in between. Let's select it over here. Let's say 20,000, right? The price. And in between with 60. That would be the sold price. The property was sold a long time ago or really recently, all right? If you actually want to know when it was sold, you can actually select it over here. Select the date and in between, let's put, I want a property really recently sold. So let's select June 30. And of course, I want until today. This will be the sold date that you are going to analyze in every type of property on Broward, pre-foreclosure, single family. Okay, let's leave this. All right, now we got if you actually are looking for sale properties, right? You can select yes if you want for sale active properties that mean that are under agent, all right? And I select yes, or I want all for sale properties. I want to check if they're ready for sale. If they never sell, you can type it over here, never for sale. You can select all these parameters to know if the currently properties that you're looking for right now will be beneficial to you. Now, the same thing would be with for rent properties. If you're looking for rent properties, if perhaps you don't want them, you can choose them over there. Like I was saying, never for rent. That way you will start taking out what you don't want to look for. Let's say in this case, Broward County. Okay, now with the real estate agent, it is a different thing. Okay, with the real estate agent over there, you're going to start to put if you want a real estate agent affiliated with the properties that you currently are looking for. If you don't want them, you can take them out over here and put no. If you are looking at them right now and you want to, you can select yes. Or if you perhaps would like to explore all the properties with or without a real estate agent, just choose all. Now we got the year build of the property. You can choose it too. And now we got over here in a really important part, the market value, the market media, the depth of equity, and if you got the vacant date, okay? The market value would actually be, it is calculated, it is a calculation based upon the media of the comparables of the property that we're currently looking at. This comparable must be in a radius 0.5 miles and a square feet of the area, and it will result in a closed sale last year. Okay, the last sold price needs to be more than $19 in some counties to be considered as comparable. If they're tiny in 0.5 miles, you will actually check them out over there. Now, you can also select over here the depth of equity, okay? You can actually see the calculations, how there are medium over there, the market value total over there, and the total depth market value. This is a calculation, all right? Let's select that you already got a market value that you would like to start looking at. Let's put equal or greater than 20,000, right? And I already got a depth of equity that I would like to analyze. Let's put equal or greater than 20%. Okay, this will narrow down all the information that we currently have. You can see them in the parameters area. If we got pre-foreclosure, estate, Florida, single family, we got a depth of equity and a market value over here. All right. You can always delete them over there if you don't want to, if you want to take them out. Now, we also got the market media. Okay, this is a media based upon the active price of the property, all right? It is going to be a media based on all the comparables that we got over there. If perhaps you're looking for active properties, if you're looking for, let's say, distress comparables, this is actually going to help you and narrow down the information. And of course, the vacant date. If you want a vacant date in between, let's put a little bit further. You can select it over here and put today. This is going to be your vacant date of the property that you actually want to check, or properties too, of course. It will always depend on what you want to explore in your ReiFax account. Let's delete them over here. Now, we also got the tax delinquent area. Okay, this depends too of the plan that you currently have. Right now, I have ReiFax Professional Dialer. That is the best plan that we offer, and you actually have the tax delinquent. Remember, the tax delinquents are actually analyzed in a year amount. So if you're looking for tax delinquent for this year, they haven't been finished the year. So we actually cannot see them yet. But if you put perhaps an in-between date, let's say 2010, and of course 2019. This is going to be the tax delinquent year that we're going to explore on the properties. Any questions so far, guys? So we can actually go down a little bit further with this. You can share all your thoughts, and I will tell that over here, all your doubts and everything. Remember that if you got an amount on a specific amount of the tax delinquent that you would like to explore, you can type it over here on equal. Okay, now we are in the owners area. Okay, this is super specific and really it will help you actually to look for any specific properties. Let's say that you would like to have in the owner's name a specific one. If you already know the name of the owner of the property, you can select them over here exact. But perhaps if you don't know the owner's name, you can put not exact. Now, let's say that you would like to explore some properties, but you don't want them affiliated with any type of LLC, without trustees, without any of these companies. You can put multiple not contains or contains if you would like to. You select them over here and type them without any space in between. You can select over here. You can see how I type them. And this will narrow down your search in the map. All right. Now, if you would like the owner occupied in the property, if you're still looking for a property with the owner inside, with the owner still on the property, you can put yes. If you would like a property that is, let's call it, not vacant, because of course it is not, but the owner won't be in that specific properties, you can select no. And of course, it will help you with your searches. The same thing if you would like to know where is the owner located. Okay, if you don't know where it is, perhaps you would like to explore in, let's say, Sunrise over here. You got the address, you just type it exact if you really know the address of the place you're looking for, or if you still unsure of what it is, not exact. If you perhaps know the names but not completely, you can put contains over here. Or if you got several address, you can do the same thing, multiple not contains. And type, of course, the several address without a space in between. The same thing would be with the city. Now, what is the difference between this owner that we got over here, or let's say the address that we're putting over here? Because this is the location of the properties that you're going to look. And down below in the owners, it is the owner's address that we're currently analyzing. If you want the owner specifications together with the parameter that we're looking for, you must type it over here. All right. If you got the city, if you got the county, if you got the state, what the owner is located, or if you perhaps you would like to analyze, let's say, put in multiple contains different states, for example, Florida, and let's say New Jersey. You just type it over there and it will look only for owners in those states. Any questions, guys? No, we're good? Great. Let's keep going then. The same thing would be with the zip code, or if you already got a phone number affiliated with the property that you would like to look, you put exact. Remember, the exact one, if you actually have an exact specifications, the same that appears on the public records, remember that. Remember, if you would like to have a relative's phone number, you can put the yes, of course, I would like to have it, because sometimes the owner doesn't share any information and you would like the relative phone number. You just type yes over here. Remember, this is going to change depending of the plan that you currently have. It is platinum, professional, or professional dialer. All right, we go in the values area. The values area will be actually the same thing. You just want to know the value of the building that we currently are, or the value of the land, the amount of the land that you want to specify, the assets value too, and of course the taxable value. If you perhaps would like to explore a property that you already know the depth of that property or properties, just type over here several, or perhaps equal or greater, or in between. Let's put equal or greater. I already know a depth, or perhaps I would like to explore properties with the known depth of 150. And it would look actually properties with this known depth. Now we actually got down below the other specifications. If you want more narrow down your search, if you want a properties with pools, if you want them with waterfront, yes or no, the range of the other specifications over there, the township too, if you already know it, or if you're still unsure, try to put contains, the section of the properties that you are really looking for, the number of stories, the unit amount, if you're looking for perhaps a multifamily, if you already know the units, let's put equal or greater. If you have a specific unit that you would like to put, let's say 12, or if you would like an exact unit amount, you put equal over here. All right. Now, remember that you also over here got the subdivision name of the lot of number of units that you would like to explore. If you want with air condition, you can put it over here too, exact and yes or no. Any question, guys? So we can move over here to the for sale area, the for rent and many other over there. No, we're good. All right. Let's move in between. Let's delete this one. You can always clear them like this with the X, or you can clear your search over here. Clear search. It will delete all the specifications that you currently have in your parameters. Now let's move for the for sale one. Okay, remember that the for sale properties that we're currently looking for are properties that are listed for sale by agent. If you don't want by agent properties, you can put for sale by owners over here. Now, for the for sale with agents, you can put the status over here. If you would like all properties, perhaps, if you would like an active properties status, contingent properties, perhaps a new construction, or they're still in the pending way. They're not finished, the transactions. So you just select them, yes, pending for sale. If you already know the listing number of the for sale properties that you would like to put, you can type it over there. The same thing with the bedroom and bedrooms that we did on the public records. If you would like half bedrooms, you can put all that over here. Now, the gross area too, you can select a specific gross area for that property. Remember that is median by square feet. Now, we got over here if you want properties with pool. If you want all type of properties with waterfront, yes or no. And that would be the listing price. If you already know what type of for sale properties with agents you would like to put, you can put a listing price. Let's say an in-between one. I want to look for properties with a listing price between 150, let's put this, and perhaps 200s. It will narrow down the information that you want to look at in the listing price. All right. Let's put it, delete over here. And you can actually select the listing day. That is the day that went out in the public records specification that went out on the listed. All right. You select them over here and in between dates. Perhaps I don't know a specific date that went listed out, but I know perhaps it was on May the 3rd. And let's say that you want a listing date for the future. You would like the 31, August 31. And you just click on your search. We also got the entry date. That is the date that the properties enter on ReiFax, all right? This will apply for your ReiFax account over here. Most of the time, the properties, when they go out on the public records, that same day, it comes in the data over here on ReiFax, and that would be, it is kind of like always the same with the listing date and the entry date, but it can still be several days apart, depending of the process. So you can actually select a specific one, same one with in between. And if you want to put the same listing date that you got over here, you can put it down in the entry date. If you want an extra remark over here that you would like to put, let's say I would like to put multiple contains, and you select an extra remarks that you would like to have on these for sale properties that you're currently looking for. All right. We currently have the year of bill too, and the financial status. If I want a foreclosure, if I want a short sale, if I don't want any type of financial status with properties, any details, all right? And of course, others over here. Let's say that we're currently looking for short sales with financial status, that would be with the agent properties, all right? We got also the HUA fee. If you have the active value specification that you would like to put, let's say equal or greater, and you put the active value that you would like to do a search. The same thing with the active media, all right? These are based on the comparables that we got closer to the property that we're going to start searching. Properties or properties, of course. Now the active equity and the potential equity that property is going to have on the future too. Any questions with the for sale area, guys? We're doing great, we're doing good. No questions so far. Great. Now, you got the for rent area too. If you're looking for rent properties, kind of like the same way that we currently have on the for sale, of course. The listing specifications are a little bit higher and a little bit wider, but in the for sale, in the for rent area, you got over here too the market value, the market media, the potential equity that that property will have, and the active equity. You're looking for rent properties. All right. Now, let's move to the for sale by owner, right? In the for sale by owner, this property is not listed with any type of agent, all right? So if you already select over here the type of data that you would like to, let's put for sale by owner, right? We're only going to look in the for sale by owner data, and you put more specifications over here. Let's say that you want bedrooms between 2 and 3 or 2 and 4. If you want many more bedrooms, the same thing we're exploring with the for sale and public records. If perhaps you would like to have water from, if you already have them, yes or no. And of course, the gross area of that property. The same way that we did with the for sale area and the public records area too. Now, if you're looking for properties with pool, the zero bill, and like I was explaining to you, the listing date, the entry date, and of course, the listing price of that for sale by owner property that you actually want to check. Let's say that you would like a listing price equal or less than 150. That would be the listing price that you're going to analyze properties equal or less amount than this one, all right? Remember that the listing price, it is actually with properties that are currently for sale, all right? If that owner doesn't have a listing in the market, that property, it won't give you a listing price. You must be on check with that. If you already got the listing date or the entry date that you want to analyze, let's say May 3rd and July 30, and do your search. Let's delete this one. The same one you can put actually down below on the entry date. And of course, the remarks that you would like to put more in that area in the for sale by owner. Any question with this? All right, let's move to the foreclosure one. Okay, in the foreclosure one, we actually got more specification. Let's delete the data from the for sale by owner. Okay, we got over here the case number of that foreclosure or pre-foreclosure that you actually want to look for. If you already got the case number that you would like to explore, you just have to type it over here. You can check them in the clerk, and of course, that will give you the status too of the property. If you already know the holder name, you can type it over here. You can put exact, not exact, contains, not contains. If you already know that you're looking for several properties, all right, because you can put different cases over here with multiple contains. And of course, the holder will be multiple contains too, all right? Remember to put it without any space in between. You also got the entry date, that is the day that enter on ReiFax. And of course, the file date, that is the day when the file went out on the public records. It depends of the cases that you're looking for. If you're looking for pre-foreclosure properties and of course, foreclosure properties. If you want the plaintiff specification, if you already got it, contains or an exact plaintiff. The mortgagor information too, and the mortgage date, all right? If you're looking for, let's say, pre-foreclosure properties and you don't want them to be sold, you just have to put no. And remember, you can select the foreclosure in the foreclosure over here, pre-foreclosure or foreclosure properties, both of them. These specifications over here in the foreclosure area will help you with your searches over here. It will narrow down all the parameters and help you look for more properties. Any question, guys? I'm sorry, guys. Let me start searching my screen again. Okay, thank you for your patience. All right, I was trying to explain to you that we actually got over here foreclosures. We want pre-foreclosures property. We don't want them sold, all right? But let's say that you would like to analyze an auction day that hasn't been made that property because we're looking for pre-foreclosures. And of course, we want cases, closers. Let's put 1st of July. This is an in-between date, all right? And let's put an auction day for the future. Let's say 30 September over here, September 30. That would be the auction day of that properties because of course we're looking for free foreclosures and we want an auction day in the future right now. So we'll start looking from this month until 3 or let's say 4 months before ahead. And of course, if you have an amount of the foreclosure, okay, we put over here greater than, equal, less than, equal or greater, between. If you have multiple, you can put them over here and type them without any spaces in between. No question at all, guys, over here. So we can move to the mortgage, probate, and the other ones. So far, so good. You can ask all the questions that you might want. Say, hey, Jean, I would like to explore the probate area a little bit. Could you come back to the public records? Any questions you can tell me, guys. Okay, not at all. Let's move to the mortgage one. Let me delete over here. Okay, we got to the mortgage area. We have the amount. This will be how many are you actually looking for? Let's say multiple. I want them out with around this one. And I type it over here. Let's say 27. Or perhaps you would like to put this amount. You just have to type it, all right? As realistic as you might. Now, if you already got a recorded date of the mortgage properties that you're going to put, you can select that equal, greater than, less than, the same way that we did with the other ones. If you already know the name of the buyer, right, for that mortgage property, you can type it over here. If you don't know it, or if you would like to take out that buyer's name, you put multiple contains, but multiple not contains, or not contains if it is only one. The same thing would be with the second buyer if you already want a property that it is like that, or the borrower's name or the lender's name, right? It will actually, you just have to take them out, or if you really don't know, you just have to select them over here. Let's say not contains. I don't want any borrowers. And you type the name of the borrower that you're actually taking out from this list. The same thing with the lender, with the grader, or with the grader over here. Now, you actually got to over here, the right type of mortgage that we're looking for. Remember, if you're looking for some searches over here and you really don't know what any of this one means, you just have to click on the sign mark and it will tell you what it means, this, what we're actually analyzing. Now, in the documents area of the mortgage, we got the file number. You just selected contains, multiple not contains, or multiple contains. If you want details over here of the documents, and of course, the type of documents that you're looking for. Any question with the mortgage, guys? No, any? All right, let's go then. Let's move to the probate area. All right, with the probate area over here, we got the ID notice specification. If you might want to start searching contains with the same ID notice that you know, or if perhaps you would like to put different ones, multiple contains, you type them over there without spaces in between. If you already know the file too, if you want to put several files, let's say multiple contains. If you want a file with under this, look how I'm typing it over here. I got already this one without any spaces in between. I type it like that and I click on search. The same thing would be with the division names. You can type it over there and select the division that you would like to analyze in the probate sections. Now, if we go to the published date, you can choose the date that probate when published. For example, let's put an in-between date, and I would like a date on the future. Let's say July 30. And of course, the deceased person name. If you already know it, you can choose it over here on multiple contains. If you already know the several names, or if you're only looking for one, a specific one, you can type it over here. If you've got several names, you can just select them, multiple contains. Let's say Lisa, Marian. That would exclude or actually add the names of the person of where the deceased. You can put the not contains, deceased not, or multiple contains. In the representative area would be actually who is the person that is under that property in the probate section. For example, if I already know the name of that representative, of that relative might be, or perhaps it is an agent one, you just have to type it over here. If you already know the email, the city that representative is located, or the specific address that you got them on them. You can actually look for any specifications over here in the representative name. The same thing would be with the attorney. This is for you to look actually when that person deceased, all right? You can look for them for the representative of the attorney that's property currently right now. Any question, guys? No? Great, let's move them. We also got the expired properties over here. If I want expired properties, if I have an expiration date, all right, that you already know. If I got the context name, or if I already got the days on the market that that property actually had, all right? For example, I want 10 days that went on the market, that property, all right, even though it is expired. Or if I want an in-between days, let's say between 10 and 30 days. And of course, if you would like the agents over here, if you don't want several agents, if you don't want several brokers, you can let them out over there. And of course, the price of the property and the date one. And of course, the open violations, all right? Over here, you will put if you want any properties with open violations. Remember that this open violations filter is going to be on your account depending on the plan that you currently have, all right? And of course, the case number, the case type of violations, you just type multiple contains, the permit number over here, the open date that violation went out, if you want a date in between, and the activity of that property. Let's say multiple not contains, and you type the type of activity that you won't like to have on that properties too. If you want the owner's name, if you already got it over here, let's say Lisa, I type it over there, and it would look that name. The same with the property's address, right? If you already got the district number, the building code, you just have to type the specifications for that property and the legal description too. Any question, guys? Not at all. Okay, guys, that would be all over here then for the search area. Remember that if you have any questions, you can actually chat with us over here and say, hey guys, I have a question on the search area. What does case number means? And any others if you already got. Great, thank you very much, guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a pretty wonderful day.